Hello my dear viewers, Baby Pluto here broadcasting from the planet Nebuchron, and I was not planning to make this video until this Friday, but Lil Uzi Vert decided to drop his album a whole week early. Yay. Eternal Atake is the second studio album from American rapper Lil Uzi Vert, and this album is actually split into 3 different parts with all varying from sounds in the eyes of Uzi. So with all the delays and the setbacks that this album had and all of the hype that was leading up to it, in my opinion, it did not live up to the hype that preceded it. So with that out of the way, did Lil Uzi, aka Baby Pluto, aka Renji, aka Uzi, deliver a solid album after nearly 9 months of delays and 2 years of hype? Stay tuned to find out.
I can teach you how to flex. The Draco came with a vest. The condo came with a pit.
The album starts out in the Baby Pluto section, which consists of more aggressive tracks and production, and it also this song actually interpolates Fast As You Can, which is also another Uzi track. He kind of uses this R&B type singing flow, like a lot from like what Chance the Rapper did on Acid Rap. The song also has this weird ad-lib voice that was kind of annoying and it didn't really deliver well, and that's also prevalent a lot on this album, which kind of drives me away from a lot of the songs on here. The song also has no real meaning to exist, and a lot of this album also consists of a lot more brag rap, which in my opinion, I feel as if us as a society kind of stopped praising that once Lil Pump kind of fell off after Harvard dropout. There's also a line on here that I cringed at where he says, "If it's beef, don't partake. No, I do not eat steak. All I eat is fish plates." I know that Uzi is a pescatarian, but like in the context of the song, it just doesn't have any kind of sense to be on here.
I stay with the cash like an SO chain. 5500 nigga, that's your.
I enjoy this song. It's a real good listen. The beat slaps hard and Uzi's flow is enjoyable to listen to, and the song is actually really catchy. As he also uses this type of ride-along flow in the chorus that allows you to groove a little bit with it. It's nothing too eye-catching, but it's a good listen.
Your bitch make that hoe wanna milli rock. I'm with my boys and no, we do not milli rock. Funny money, no, this is not no silly.
I didn't like this song upon first listen, as I thought it was kind of generic and not really enjoyable, but it has this weird goofy charm about it that kept drawing me back to it. But the song still isn't the best. He uses a lot of rhymes, but sometimes he will just use the same word at the end of the line, and it's literally only one syllable, so I don't know why he couldn't just find rhymes. Especially with a lot of really stupid lines on here, such as, "Yeah, she caramel, but I call that bitch butterscotch. One eye open, Illuminati like Fetty Wap. Yeah, your bitch, she a thotty old thotty thought." And I could be interpreting this the wrong way, but the line, "We got shooters that's gonna pull up and X your block." I feel like this could be a mentioning of XXXTentacion's death, which I kind of think is in poor taste, especially because of the dumb fun that the song is, and it kind of relies on a heavier subject.
You better move, Louis my shoes. Pull out my whip on 22s. I saw your girl.
I put these songs together because I literally have the exact same critiques for them. The beats are great, even though I like You Better Move's a little bit better because it samples Space Cadet Pinball, which is a classic computer game. But they both give me Confessions of a Dangerous Mind flashbacks. Boring and lyrically, and stick to a basic flow and very lazy choruses that drag the songs down so much. And it just didn't help at all. Like, it seems like Uzi is so out of date with music. It seems like he's still in 2017 musically. Like, I could have saw this on Love Is Rage 2. They just don't fit the album at all.
Turn to the boss, can't deal with no middleman. Anthony Davis, don't deal with the belly. Straight out the mud. We got
This song is the final part of the Baby Pluto section of the album, and the beat is great, and it is something to bob your head to, but it's nothing too memorable. Very generic, to be honest. The song is really weird because it actually samples Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot. Like, the fuck?
I am so high I can't land now, so I'm basically said find a man now.
We now move on to the Renji part of the album, which is more of the softer side of the album, you know, the sad boy shit like EXO's Tour Life. The beat is pretty solid for this song and it brings a lot of life to the track, but the song also has no interesting qualities besides that. It's not really fascinating, and the run-sing flow that he does, mixed with the obnoxious amounts of auto-tune, really drags the song down and ruins what could have been a really solid track. This song actually samples an Ariana Grande song called Raindrops, An Angel Cried, and I have to give praise for the producers for it, because that song is only 38 seconds long and has no instrumentals, so using Ariana's voice is a pretty clever way to create a synth-type sound. And I also didn't like the song on the first listen, but I've grown to like it. It's probably one of the better tracks I'd recommend. This is actually the outro to the previous track, and apparently this song is the part in the album where he's taking off in a rocket ship high as fuck, and if I didn't see that annotation on Genius, I wouldn't even have guessed that was the case. Like what I said earlier on this song, he also uses a lot of repeating the same line, but changing the last word to make a rhyme instead of crafting a rhyme scheme or actually making an effort, so it's not really a good song to listen to.
Ask me, and I told the girl don't ball back. Drip,
I feel like we need to see Chief Keef deliver some more production for Lil Uzi, because this is probably my favorite track on the album. The song actually samples Chief Keef's song Skirt Skirt, and his production definitely makes the song an enjoyable listen. Lil Uzi sticks to a pretty synthy, atmospheric type beat added with layers of auto-tune on his voice as a style, but I want to see him do more stuff like this. The song does fit the more softer and sad boy sound of this section of the album, and it's one of the best songs that Uzi has put out in my opinion. The song is just about how girls didn't want to fuck with him till he was famous, and now that he is, blah 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 blah, skip. More brag rap, but this song actually samples Way Back by Travis Scott, and also interpolates Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse went up my ass. Wait, the voice is really grating on this song as well, and as it seems more nasally and just more high-pitched, and it just doesn't fall into an entertaining sound delivery. The chorus is also lazy as fuck, and Travis Scott does not help this song at all. My brain, them chemicals make me heartless. The song actually features Sid from the group Odd Future, and her production and vocals steal Uzi's spotlight on this song, as I found her performance a lot more enjoyable than Uzi, and that I should also mention that this song isn't anything special either, but it is worth listening to hear Sid. Yeah, they missing the way, yeah. She used to play, yeah. Yeah, she my I pull up in that car just like a stone. Yeah, came a long way, came from the hallway. I can't stop. The song is actually the sequel to his smash hit XO Tour Life, and honestly it's a great track just because of that, as that song is such a classic and it's always great to hear. On Genius, I actually said that this song is sampled, but the beat is XO Tour Life, like there's no denying that. This is more of a remix of the classic, which I don't mind, but I would have liked to see a little bit more than just changing the lyrics and pretty much rewriting the song. That'll be all, and as you know, we have a 4-subject 10-point grading system on this channel for grading albums. First with performance, which is the lyrics and the vocals itself, and that's going to get a 2 out of 10. The abundance of auto-tune and repetitive lazy lyrics does not provide an enjoyable listen throughout the hour-long album. They kind of just drag on, and they just don't have a sense of entertainment that I would want to listen to. And the only performances vocally that I can say I enjoyed was Sid's, and she was only in one song, and Uzi had about 16 on here besides the bonus tracks. Instrumentals are going to get a 4 out of 10. The songs were actually very great in the context of the instrumentals and the beats, but the production was not very genius or impressive, just very basic beats and maybe the occasional difference when Sid or Chief Keef laid down a track. Arrangement, which is the flow and the entirety of the album as a whole, and honestly it's getting a 2 out of 10. I like the idea of the album, and I kind of understand the concept, but the execution is pretty flat. Nothing really gives me a story or gives me an idea of what to imagine when I'm listening to this. It's mostly just brag raps and stereotypical flexes. Enjoyment, which is my personal enjoyment of the album, I'm gonna give that a 4 out of 10. I feel as if this album wasn't bad, it was overhyped and we put up such high expectations that in the end we just ended up being disappointed. It was too hyped for its own good, and as he was teasing this album for almost 2 years and was delaying it for 9 months before he finally dropped it, it's kind of the same disappointment that I had with Eminem's Revival album. 4 years of build up and it was very lackluster. Adding up all the points, we are going to get a 12 out of 40, which will give us a score of 3 out of 10, which will put Lil Uzi below Lorna Shore, but above Five Finger Death Punch, and joining the Yellow Squad. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of Eternally Take. Like I said, I was not too happy with this album, but I want to know what you guys thought. Did you like the album? Did you not? Let me know in the comments below, and follow me on the Twitters to keep up with production issues and all my weird ass thoughts. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you all later.